Hey now, what's up guys? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I'm here to talk about a movie that I went to last night for a screening, and this movie doesn't even come out for like another month. Wow. The Man from U.N.C.L.E. is a 2015 film that was directed by Guy Ritchie, and this is based on an old TV show back in the day. It went on for like 3 seasons. I wasn't familiar with this show. I honestly thought this was like based on some type of novel or a comic book. No, this is based on an old TV show that they're sort of bringing back, rebooting. The plot is we meet Henry Cavill, who plays Napoleon Solo. He's an American spy who gets assigned to help protect this girl. He has to protect her because it's this girl, Gabby. Her father has been taken by these people who are using him to create a nuclear bomb. So he has to not only protect the girl, but try to figure out where the father is and stop that. But Armie Hammer, he's a Russian spy. So what do we have? We have an American spy and a Russian spy doing the same mission, having to work together to save this girl. Now, what I thought of this movie was, I'll admit, when the movie first started, I'd say the first 20 minutes, half hour, I wasn't really into it. I mean, I didn't dislike it. I didn't think it was bad. I just kind of was sitting there disinterested. I was sitting there and I was confused on how should I feel about these characters. Who am I supposed to be rooting for? Who am I supposed to care about? I mean, I know when I explain the plot, it probably sounds a lot more straightforward than for me to say, like, why were you confused? It was just between Henry Cavill and Armie Hammer, I couldn't tell, like, am I supposed to like one over the other? Or am I supposed to like them both? But it wasn't till after that point when they were working together and they were trying to one-up each other and like just sort of prove who was the better spy, and that's when some of the humor came into it, and Armie Hammer's interaction with Gabby, the female lead, that's when I got with it. That's when I was like, okay, this movie is a lot more fun. I started to get the tone better, and I started to really get into the plot because they're playing spies, so they have to pretend to be other people to infiltrate this sort of higher class, and to see if they're gonna get caught. I mean, I'm a sucker for stories like that. Henry Cavill, I'm sure most of us know him now as Superman, the current Superman. It was interesting seeing him here because in the beginning I couldn't help but see Superman. I was looking at him and I was like, wow, that is Superman. I'm sorry, I can't see him as anyone else. But then over time, you see him. He's a lot more suave, and he has this likable quality about him that's very different from a Superman. I mean, he's able to play up the playboy aspect of this spy character, James Bond like. He's more charismatic than I've seen him before. So again, he was likable. Armie Hammer, between the Russian accent and the very serious nature that his character was, I liked him because, you know, at the beginning of the movie, he's kind of just this unstoppable Terminator-like spy. I mean, he's scary. That's why I couldn't tell if I'm supposed to like this guy. But then when you see him with Gabby, when you see him having to work with Henry Cavill, that's when he has to sort of act more humane. Obviously, I like the spy stuff. I'm really into spy movies. I like seeing characters pretend to be other people and have to sort of go undercover and trick people into thinking one thing, but they're really doing another. I did like the time period that it took place. It was right after World War II. You had a good cast. You have Jared Harris as one of the higher agents. Hugh Grant. When I saw Hugh Grant, I said, like, what happened to Hugh Grant? Like, he doesn't really show up anywhere unless I'm just not watching the type of movies that he makes. Guy Ritchie as the director, I like his style of directing. For anyone who saw the Sherlock Holmes movies more recently that he directed, you could tell that his style there was very heightened and just a lot going on. This one, it's a lot more toned back, but he still has some of that some of that sort of style that he obviously wants to keep. So it made it less in your face, less shaky, and you sort of recognize the scenes where he did use it, and it did make it important, especially the chase scenes, some of the car scenes, some of the fighting scenes. I'm going to give this a matinee, a surprising matinee, because I was, at the beginning I said, okay, this is probably going to be like a rental, not bad, but nothing special, until all the humor came in. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below if you're at all interested in seeing this movie. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.